Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Modern Nomad. I have been taking a break on the bus. I've been sort of trying to figure out what I want to do for the final design here, and I have recorded the progress that I've made on it so far. I just haven't had a chance to edit it yet. But I was going through my YouTube channel and I saw that the mini split video just started taking off like crazy. And the number one question that I've been getting on that video is, how did I install it? Or can I upload a video of how I installed it? Well, lucky for you guys, I did record the process, I just never got around to editing it. The mini split that I installed on my motorhome is a ROVSUN 12,000 BTU mini split, and at the time it was the cheapest one available on Amazon. I don't know if that's still the case or not, but I've had really good luck with it. You can check my review down below. I used it for about a year before I sold my motorhome, so it is a very good, solid, reliable product. If you decide to install a mini split on your motorhome, please use the link down below when purchasing it, because it will give me a small cut of the profit and help fund future projects just like the one you see behind me here. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so there was a video I saw online of a guy who took this piece out and he put the head unit up here. The head unit's the piece that goes on the inside. And I am kind of liking that idea, except for the fact that when I hold up the head unit, the intake vent is literally like right up against the ceiling. So obviously I would have to remove this and I'd have to relocate these switches to get it to fit here, but even still, the intake is going to be right up against the ceiling. And I don't want it to extend past the door frame here. I want it to be, at least beyond that, so that, I don't bump my head coming in. And I think that's going to be a problem, honestly. I'm a little concerned with the intake being that close, especially because the instructions say that it should have at least 6 inches worth of clearance. The other problem with that is, obviously, I'd have to remove this and I'd have to relocate the disconnect switch for the motorhome batteries and the starter battery. So what I'm thinking here, I apologize about the mess. I'm still fixing tornado damage. I am basically having to rebuild the whole motorhome here, but I was kind of looking at this, and I had a bunch of stuff in here that has been removed while I'm repairing the motorhome. But I'm thinking it might actually just be easier to take these doors off and put the mounting plate here, get 2 pieces of wood to support it, and place the unit here. Because with this, if I have the head unit sitting like right about here, then that would be about 6 inches worth of clearance. And I might not even necessarily need 6 inches worth of clearance. I could probably get away with 3 or something like that. But I think this is going to be a lot better than having it over here. And on top of that, I won't have to figure out how to relocate the disconnect switch. So I think this is ultimately going to be the best decision here. And then I can drill up into the roof and let all the coolant pipes out there. That's kind of what she's going to look like. Something like that. Oh, it is incredibly hot in here. I can't wait until the mini split's installed. I'm breaking a sweat. All right, so this is what I was talking about right here. There's like a flat spot on the roof that looks to me like it would be a stud, and both of the air conditioners and a couple of the vents are mounted along here. So I think that this is most likely a stud. But I just want to make sure, because obviously we don't want to mount the air conditioner to a thin piece of the wood. So we're going to take our stud finder here. I just picked one up at Lowe's for 10 bucks and a battery for another $10. And so we'll just hold it on here and we'll find the stud. Found it. So yeah, we definitely have something to work with here. I'm still going to put a bigger support base just to make sure it's extra sturdy, because I don't want this thing flying off the roof as I'm going down the highway. But I think this is where we're going to attach it to, just square in the middle here. And we're going to line it up this direction so that as I'm driving, the wind is going on the short side and not the long side. And also not blowing just directly into the fan, because I don't want it to over rev the fan as I'm driving down the highway. So, cool, I think we got our plan. One of the advantages of being hit by a tornado is I don't have to worry about scratching up my roof, because it's just gone. So I guess you guys, if you're new to this channel, probably don't know that I got hit by a tornado last week, which if you haven't figured that out by now, has completely ripped the roof off the motorhome. So that, I guess, kind of helps in this situation because I don't have to worry about scratching up the roof. But before I get this set down, I am going to at least reseal that one section of roof where where the air conditioner is going to sit, so that when I get to Colorado, all I have to do is just redo the whole rest of the roof right around it, and we'll be set. Oh, yikes. Well, so the sealant that I was going to use to reseal the roof is just a giant block. So I guess we're going to go ahead and install this without repairing the roof for now. So we got the supports put in, and I don't know, they seem pretty solid. I used 4 screws though because the supports on the roof of at least this particular motorhome are not super solid. Sorry again for the loud air conditioner right behind you. Hopefully this mini split improves that situation in future videos. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make sure that this hole is as centered as possible, because that's about as center as it's going to get. And I want to make sure that the support is over as far as possible too, so that I can get in here and drill up there, or if I need to make any repairs in the future, it's not that difficult. Granted, it's not that difficult anyway, because all I'd have to do is unscrew these bits, but you know what I'm saying. And I am going a little overkill with the screws here. I don't think it's necessarily required, but we're doing this in a motorhome that as you're driving down the road, it's going to be shaking and bouncing a lot, so you do want a little bit extra support versus if you were just installing this in a regular house. So here is the plan. So we're just going to measure from the ceiling. So that's 4 inches. Oh wow, actually. Wow, I had that pretty much nailed right off the gate. So we're good. So I'm just going to drive one in. So I'm going to try and be a little more gentle with these screws because they're very light duty. So I don't think they're going to like the impacting. Cool. So now that we got those 2 in, I'm just going to reconfirm. Cool. We're level. Or I guess as level as it can be in a motorhome. Okay, so the instructions say just bend it basically. And we're supposed to bundle everything together and make it all situated so that we can just wrap it in insulating tape, which I don't know if I have. It says it came with some, so there should be some around here somewhere, hopefully. My only thing is, it says, oh yeah, it came with this here. It says that I need to wrap the drainage pipe in with all this stuff too, but I'm going to be running the drainage pipe a different direction because, you know, the unit's on the roof and the drainage pipe is going to have to go down. Yeah, it can't go up, so it's got to go down, and I'm just going to have it probably drain just right below or right next to the passenger side tire over here. So I think I'm going to leave the drainage pipe out and just bundle everything else together. It's not clear on which set of wires is for the connecting the head unit to the outside unit. So I think that's something that I'm going to have to figure out here. It did come with 2 sets of wires. It came with 3-strand and 4-strand. So I'm going to guess that since this is 115 volts, it's probably the 4-strand that goes to the condenser. So yeah, just like I thought, the 4-strand wire is what we're going to be hooking up between these 2 units. I'm gonna take a picture of this real quick so that I can take it up there and look. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, these wiring instructions are a little bit confusing, and the only reason they're confusing is because it's printed so tiny I can hardly see it. I had to take a picture of it with my phone and look at it a little bit more closely to really see what's going on there, but I think I understand what's going on here. So we're gonna send it and hope we don't start a fire. It even has it labeled on here, the numbers. I guess I could have just looked at this. Cool. So we're gonna feed this into the back. So I'm just gonna send it based off of what these numbers say, and I'm just gonna double check with the wiring diagram before I seal it all up, but I think we got it figured out here. So let us refer to our very tiny wiring diagram here. Cool, so yeah, these are numbered and they are accurate, so we're rolling with it. Also, before you close it up, just give them a nice little tug and make sure they're not going to pull out. Okay, well. Okay. We're going to try and hold this as best as we can. Okay. Look at that! We got a mini split. All right, guys, we are back at it. Super early this morning to try and beat the wasps. This is one of those moments where I'm looking forward to going back to Colorado because it is currently 85 degrees outside and it's only 6 in the morning. Beyond ready to get this thing working and installed. I just went through and retightened all the ends. So hopefully we shouldn't have any issues with that. Now I just need to figure out how to operate this guy. I had to do some studying on YouTube University this morning to figure out how to use this thing. I would try to explain it. I probably will try to explain it anyway, but I'm not an HVAC tech. I have not been doing this. Well, I mean, this is the first time I've ever touched one of these things, so take my advice as someone who is touching one of these for the first time. And then I don't think we need this red hose because there is no port on the high side, so I think all it is we just hook up this pump and this up to here. Granted, about a day's worth of work was spent trying to murder wasps, and that's part of why we're out here so early, so that hopefully I beat the wasps. they just never leave me alone. We have some really vicious ones out here that are red, and the red ones are excessively aggressive for some reason, and it's really annoying. I'm not allergic to wasps or bees, but still, I hate being stung. Okay. So I know we're supposed to vacuum it down to 30 pounds, which looks like it's already almost there. We'll let this vacuum for a second, and the YouTube video that I saw said that we're supposed to let it sit here and vacuum for 15 minutes. Although it already looks like it's almost to the mark, but we're gonna wait the full 15 minutes just to be safe. All right, so it's been 15 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and kill this thing. The meter did move slightly more, so I guess the 15 minutes is a good thing. But we're gonna go ahead and kill the pump. Or no, actually I forgot. We're supposed to close this to seal off the pressure. Make sure that's nice and tight. And then we close the pump. The needle is like touching the last black line. It's not fully on the last black line, but there's also a stop there, so I think it's just resting on the stop. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go wire it up, see if we can get electricity to this thing. And hopefully this holds a vacuum. And if it holds a vacuum, then we'll go ahead and release the refrigerant into it. So as far as the wiring goes, the power goes from the outside, well, from here to the outside unit and then to the inside unit. I didn't realize how dirty this roof was gonna get me. I guess when your roof peels off your motorhome, it suddenly becomes, I mean, look at this. It's just leaving black stuff all over me, and my pants are, I'm probably gonna have to burn my pants. I feel so bad for my cat because she's sitting here begging for attention, and you know, I don't want to pick her up with all this all over me. She's a black and white cat, and if I picked her up, I think she would be all black. So I went ahead and disconnected the shore power, so there should theoretically be no electricity here. You can still hear the air conditioner running in the background because I just ran an extension cord to it. It is 85 degrees outside now, so it's just way too hot to go without an air conditioner in here. But we're going to take this apart and hope that we don't get electrocuted. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using the old breaker for the old air conditioner to feed the mini split. And what I ended up having to do is actually switch it out for a 15 amp breaker because there's a 30 amp breaker here, and the wiring going up to the mini split physically can't handle 30 amps. So if there was a short or a problem with the unit, it wouldn't trip the breaker, and instead it would cause a fire. It would basically use the wiring like a fuse. So this is extremely important and something that I forgot to mention when I was recording this video originally. Okay, so we are back on the roof and just checking the pressure here. It's about 45 minutes later. Hasn't budged. So we are golden. I'm gonna go ahead and get this situated. I'm gonna go ahead and charge the lines. And hopefully we got air conditioning. Theoretically, all it would be then is just, you know, covering the electric part and then spray foaming, and we should be golden. So according to the instructions, you're supposed to charge it from this one first, and then that one, and then you're supposed to remove the meter. So that's what we're going to do here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and charge the lines here. So we need to start with the lower one and finish with the upper one, and then remove this. And that way there's a positive pressure, so water moisture doesn't get back into the pipes. We still have to thermal wrap the pipes here and that wire. But I'm gonna charge it, get everything running, just test everything out, just to make sure that we don't have to make any kind of adjustments, and then I'm gonna go through and do all that. So that side's all the way open. Well, I hope that's okay. So unfortunately my phone ran out of storage while I was recording this, so what I did was I just tested it and made sure the system worked, and once I confirmed that everything was working, I went and wrapped up all the lines and secured them to the roof of the motorhome using some brackets that I got at Home Depot. If you're curious about how this mini split works, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below to the review of the ROVSUN Minisplit. Thank you all for watching this video. If it helped you out, make sure you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below for more videos just like this and videos like building the bus behind me here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.